And we are live on Carnivore Sunday School. We flipped the name around a little bit. Instead of Sunday School Carnivore, we are now going to be known as Carnivore Sunday School. I don't think people are even going to notice the difference, but we wanted to stress and emphasize the key word here, carnivore. And we do have a guest today, and her name is what, Stephanie?
Angela
And
Mullins.
that's right. It's Angela, and she's not with us yet, and hopefully she will be with us soon to tell us her carnivore journey, her story. Every Sunday we come on. We try to. We've been successful. When one of us isn't here, the other ones pick up the slack, and we talk about how the carnivore diet has healed us, has helped us lose weight, has improved a lot of things going on in our body that we don't like as we're aging. And we'd like to share that with the world because it really is the proper human diet, as Dr. Ken Berry calls it. It's the ancestral way of eating. And so that's why we're here. And while we're waiting for our guests, I guess for those of you who are watching, we'll go around and introduce ourselves and tell us a little bit about ourselves. We'll start with the top left there. Stephanie, you want to go first?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Stephanie from Happy Sexy Health. And like John said, my life transformed when I went carnivore. And I was also diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer, which has quite a poor prognosis. And I was really, really sick. Yet carnivore has transformed my health. And I feel the best and most vibrant that I have done in years. And it's also inspired me to make many of my dreams come true. One of them, because I'm based in the UK, was to spend much more of the winter months in a summer country and perhaps to retire abroad, something I've been putting off for a very long time. Well, this year I've actually done it. I'm dipping my toe into the water with my month abroad, somewhere really hot. Well, for us in the UK anyway, really hot. And I can see Angela in the comments. So,
Okay.
Angela, I'm going to send you the link to join us here in the studio. Okay, over to you, George.
My name is George Goodenough. I'm your 60-year-old carnivore friend from Bridgewater in Somerset. I am an ex-soldier, and I actually, to pick up on the thread that Steph just segued to me, I spent 5 years of my life serving in the Mediterranean on the island of Cyprus, living just near Famagusta and just north of Ayia Napa. So I became very familiar with the Mediterranean diet, and I very much enjoyed the Mediterranean diet because it mainly consisted of eggs, steak, and pork chops. So when people talk about the Mediterranean diet, and a lot of halloumi cheese as well. So when we hear this talk of the Mediterranean diet being mainly fruit and fish and that sort of thing, trust me, I lived there for 5 years. I ate an awful lot of rump and fillet steak with fried eggs on top, and I ate huge pork chops. We used to call them brontosaurus chops. Admittedly, there was things like tahini sauce and bread and that sort of thing. But the fundamentals was always meat, a lot of chicken as well. So when you hear people talking about the Mediterranean diet and saying it's not heavy in meat, they're lying, basically. Either that or they've never been to the Mediterranean. Great fun. And it was indeed very hot. So that's a bit of background about me, which we've covered. Angela has now arrived here, so hopefully we can get her to give her a little introduction. So hi, Angela. It's nice to see you. You are on mute at the moment. We did meet last night because, I was, as you know, I was in chat and we had I'm very shy, so I'm looking forward to handing over to you. That was a little in-joke from last night. Okay. So Angela, welcome so much to Carnivore Sunday School. John will be is hosting us tonight, so I'm going to hand it back to John so he can introduce you. So John, Angela's here. I'll hand it back to you.
I see. Thank you and welcome, Angela. I'm going to do my quick intro since you two did yours. And then, Angela, we're going to introduce you and have you tell us about yourself in a little bit. I'm John, the carnivore teacher, Alpha. I went carnivore coming up in January. It's going to be 3 years. It's over 2 years. Yeah. And before that, I was ketovore for 3 years. And before that, I was keto for a year. So I'm going on 7 years, I don't even know the number anymore. I know people that count their months. The healing that has occurred in my body, the energy level, the brain fog that has lifted, my depression, the emotional health has improved so much. My AFib disappeared, my lower back pain disappeared, the 35 pounds I lost, the confidence that I've gained, the outlook on life. I'm 60. I've never felt better in my entire life. So this is why I'm on here. This is why I wrote a few books and I have a YouTube channel, because I'm paying it forward and sharing the message to anybody who's looking for it, and they find me and they're going to learn about how it worked for me. And a lot of other people are out there telling the same story and how it worked for them, how just putting the right foods in our body, along with other things, mind you, but food, the inputs in our mouth, it's the biggest thing that we have control over to make ourselves function at our optimal best. And that's food. And that's why we're here. So that's me. And Angela Mullins, unmute yourself and give us your intro. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, age, if you'd like to share your age, when you went carnivore, what life was like before that. You have the mic.
Okay, I'm going to apologize ahead of time for any background noise. I ended up babysitting my grandkids today, which that was not planned. I had 6 of them this morning. Right now, I still have 3. So we might have some background noise. I'm sorry about that. If it gets too bad, I'll go outside and we'll deal with traffic. So anyway, but I just turned 60 last month. Well, month before last, it was August, and so we're right that same range, John. I've had a lifelong dieting. I was put on my first diet by a doctor. I was 6, and for a child that grew up in the southern United States, that was not bad advice. It was, you can have 1 starch at your meal, but of course, what does Grandma cook? Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, homemade biscuits, cornbread, and then you had to choose 1 starch. So you could have, but of course, fried chicken, what's that? Coated with starch, right? So being 6 years old, it was to me, it was kind of traumatizing. But of course, my grandmother and my mama always, struggled with that 10, 20 pounds. So they would drag me to Weight Watchers. I remember going to school with a Dillamil in my back pocket. Any fad diet, like a 7-day diet and meal plans, that's what mama did. And of course I had to do it with her, and just anything that we could find. So, I was on track team in high school, still 10 pounds more than I weigh right now. And I was running track, which was 165 pounds. I'm 5'5". I'm around 155 right now. As I gained 10 last year, and it just doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. I'll lose 5, gain it back, up and down. Last 3 months, I've stayed pretty steady, like right at 154. July 1st and October 1st, I was exact same weight. I did measurements, fluctuate like a quarter inch here and there, just not much change. So, I mean, I'm glad I'm maintaining, not gaining, right? I do have 5 autoimmune diseases. My autoimmune that affects my neutrophils, which is a white blood cell. I have not had to go to the oncologist for the last 7 years, which is wonderful because of that. It was actually higher this past time when my doctor ran blood work than it ever had been. I was glad about that. I have celiac, lupus. Let me see, that covers 3 of them. I have EDS, so it affects my vascular system. So who knows? I'm hoping that the aneurysms shrink, but if they maintain, then that's good too, as long as they don't grow. I've had chronic pain most of my life since I was a teenager. I've been on oxycodone just so I can sleep. I'm no longer taking that, which is wonderful. I have Hashimoto's. That's the other one I was trying to think of. But I'm not on thyroid medication anymore because basically my doctor said it wasn't doing me any good. So why take the medication if it's not doing anything? So I'm still hoping for a lot of good healing. Of course, I've never had anything like diabetes, high blood pressure, that type of thing. So, you know, so I didn't have that to deal with. But and sure, I'd like to lose 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds, and that'll probably come. But I'm more here for the healing. I started carnivore back March 2004, and yeah, I might have had a few things here and there, but not very often. So that's where I am at the moment, and I just finished Dr. Kilt's coaching course, which Stephanie did too, and George did too, and we just finished that up, and I'm also taking the PhD coaching course, so I'll finish that up in March.
That's the one with Dr. Barry, correct?
Yes.
That's great. Wonderful. You said you didn't have diabetes or high blood pressure, and you made it sound like those were the really bad things, but you listed some of the things you listed popped my eyes wide open. So you mentioned celiac disease. You mentioned the 3-letter one. What was that one? EDS.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a connective tissue disease. It's like 12 different flavors of it, if you want to say. A lot of people have it. They got the hyper flexibility in their joints is how it affects them. I think my daughter might have that one because she has popped her shoulder out of her joint. I don't know how many times. Then I'm sorry, one of my grandchildren are
We don't hear it.
closing the door.
We're okay.
Okay, good. So so mine affects my circulatory system. I kind of think it's something that probably runs in the family because my grandfather died of a brain aneurysm. He was 49 years old.
Mm.
So I'm thankful I've made it to 60 because I've got one in my ascending aorta. Your aorta is supposed to be like 23 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is 45.
Mm-hmm.
And about a month or so ago, George might remember because I told Dr. Nelson during one of our classes that they found 2 more aneurysms in my head. One of them's on my left optic nerve, and the other one's on the right side, close to the optic nerve, but not in the same location. On October 23rd, they're going to do a full upper body scan to see if they find any more. So I'm asking people, if you pray, to pray for me that they don't find any more, and of course, if they do, that they can do something about it.
So you started the carnivore diet in 2004, mostly
Right.
on. Can you tell us from 2004 to today some of the improvements? How do you think changing your eating habits improved some of these things that you mentioned? I mean, you're here
I'm
with us today at 60, so
Yeah.
something's working.
I mean, I'm still here, John.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's good. That the aneurysms have not grown in 4 years. Well, the one on my aorta they found like 6 years ago. It grew the first 2 years, but hadn't grown the last 4. So, of course, I've eaten low carb since 2002. So I haven't done like high carb, and then I found out I had celiac, so I haven't done gluten, no bread and that type thing. So I was probably close to carnivore, like ketovore then. But like I said, I don't have to take pain medication anymore. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I got a lot of these scars over here.
No,
I got some over here, but not as bad as these, where I used to have to take oxycodone to sleep.
Oh.
And oxycodone, I have a side effect from it. It makes me itch. So in my sleep, I would scratch the skin off my face. So now I have scars. So, but I'm thankful I don't have to take that just to be able to sleep now. So, and of course, I've incorporated some of the sleep hygiene things that we learn in the coaching courses to, like the blue blocker glasses at night. And I actually put the the bulbs in my room where it won't have had a blue light in there at night, and I think that's really helped.
That's good. Do you have a nice cold bedroom and room darkening
Well, I don't like.
curtains and?
I don't really like. Well, I've got a sleep mask,
Oh, all right, that works. Yeah, yeah.
so that works.
And
Yeah.
I've also heard colder is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. I just don't like cold.
Okay. Just offering another suggestion.
So I mean, it's not hot. So, but it's definitely not cold because I
Uh,
just don't like cold.
Carnivore Muscle mentioned something. Now, we're not doctors. We
Right.
can't
Exactly.
possibly offer medical advice, but I also take taurine because I have paroxysmal atrial fibrillation. I'm in remission. I've been in remission since I started this way of eating. And he's suggesting taurine as well for
Okay.
your heart issue. Have you heard anybody give you that suggestion?
No. I started taking creatine because because I also have osteoporosis, and I want to keep my strength as I'm growing older.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, do some resistant exercise. I can't lift heavy though, and but I'm assuming even if I lift light, if I do more reps and just be consistent, I can still build strength.
And
So,
he's also suggesting K2 with MK4 supplement.
well,
Just
I
something
take
else to look into. Yeah.
well, I take vitamin D, and the vitamin D has K2 in it.
Yeah, it
So
should. Good.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
make sure your D is in an oil that's not a seed oil.
yes, it is.
All right, good. It's not. Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, the one I take is has coconut oil in it.
MCT, good. Good. Yeah, that's
Yep.
better. All right. Any thoughts or questions from our other hosts there that you'd like to ask? There's a lot to unpack here and talk about. Steph or George?
Yeah.
Carnivore Muscles put another one on.
Yeah, taurine. He's a big advocate of taurine, which I believe in too. Taurine is an amino acid that's very helpful for your heart. When I take my magnesium supplement, I do magnesium taurate for that reason. I also take threonate for my brain, glycinate to relax, but taurine is a very healthy amino acid for your heart, and it's very inert. It's very healthy. It's like it's not medicine. It's a supplement.
Right.
It's an amino acid. Yeah. So let's say she's leaving too much on the table and I'm taking taurine. In my expert opinion, very cost effective. It is affordable because I buy it. Aids appropriate heart remodeling, K2 MK4 specifically, not MK2 MK7. So my big thing is just check it out. Do some Googling and see if there's something you can add to what's already working for you. Obviously, whatever you're doing is working because you're here with us. You look well.
I also take magnesium at night. I still have some bouts of muscle cramps waking me up in the middle of the night at times. Not as much as you used to. I take salty twice a day, and I take the magnesium at night.
What kind of magnesium are you taking?
It's actually a blend.
A different.
It's by Pure Vitamin Club. Pure Vitamin Club. Vinny Tortorich's company.
All right. Yeah, I just do believe it's really important that we as we read ingredient labels for food, if we're not eating one ingredient whole foods, we need to read ingredient labels on any supplements that we take. There's so much junk in supplements.
And
There's
that's why I like Vinny's, because he says it's just in it what you need. It's no fillers.
All right, good.
That's good. He said he has some customers complaining because his capsules aren't full. He said, "Yeah, I can fill it with fillers, but I'm not going to do that."
Yeah, that's good not to do it with fillers. I mean, I have taken my reading glasses to the aisle when I want to get a D3, a K2, a magnesium, and almost every bottle on the shelves in the stores I won't touch. It's got rice bran flour. It has maltodextrin. It has sunflower oil or something. I have to Google, and I'm like, what the heck is that in there for? And like you said, it's probably a cornstarch, fillers. You don't need all that stuff. So, and then I may find one bottle. Okay, I found one. Put it in my basket.
Found one. That's close enough.
So that's important. Anybody else have a question for our guest? There's so the aneurysms are a little scary to me. Can you tell the audience just in general what an aneurysm is, since you have them in different parts of your body?
It is a weakening in the blood vessels, and so they bulge.
Okay.
So so like I said, there's what's there's two in my head. One of them they actually call a bulge because it's only 1 millimeter. But I mean, the other one's 2 millimeters, and they like that's an aneurysm. I like, well, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, that's not very much difference, Um, and it's I read on the Mayo Clinic's website that they are usually not at risk of bursting until they get over 3 millimeters. So, but we know 1, 2, and 3 millimeters isn't that much distance between those, right?
And
I
but
mean,
your aorta, you said, was bigger.
my aorta is 45 millimeters.
Yeah.
The aorta is supposed to be around 23 millimeters. So, I actually gave my doctors a document from the University of Michigan that said normally you will fix a aortic aneurysm once it gets up to 55 millimeters. But if you have connective tissue disease, as I do, they recommend to fix it earlier. So the surgeon had really said, well, I'm going to wait till it's 55. The vascular doctor said, if I feel like I need to push him to fix it earlier, I will. So I feel like the vascular doctor will advocate for me if he does feel like it needs to be fixed earlier. Because I'm not looking forward to that if it ever does have to be fixed, because it'd be just like old-fashioned open heart surgery, have to crack your sternum open. And
Is it because my father had an aortic aneurysm and they did laparoscopic? They did it
that's
laparoscopically.
because it was descending aorta,
I don't know. Maybe
not
yours
mine's right above my heart.
Oh, it's his was down on the. You're right. It was down
Yes, it was
below.
down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they'd have to crash. So it's major surgery. Well,
Yeah.
I can't give advice, obviously,
Yeah.
but
So
I'm thinking if I were you, I
I'm praying it doesn't grow.
would. Yeah.
And it just stays where it's at. No, and if it shrunk some, that'd be marvelous. That'd be a wonderful, I think, a miracle. But I mean, miracles happen every day, right?
They do. What are you? What is your food like every day? What are you eating these days to aid in your optimal
Of
health
course,
here?
I'm doing a lot of fasting too. I fasted 2 days last week. I'm planning on fasting 3 days this week. I'm going to work up to a 7-day fast.
Wow.
But normally I get up in the morning. I have my coffee with my electrolytes in there and 2 egg yolks and butter. That's my morning coffee. Then in the afternoon, I'll probably take something like some leftovers, like some last week I had chuck roast, so I took chuck roast to work to have probably around 12, 1 o'clock. Depends on what time I decide I'm going to eat. Sometimes it's not till 2 o'clock, just whenever it works out, because of mostly work schedule, and I don't really want to eat too early. And then when I get home in the evening, I'll decide what I'm gonna cook when I get home. Usually I'll get something out the day before out of the freezer and let it thaw out in the refrigerator. It's ready to cook when I get home. If it's hamburgers, or the other night I put on our groups, I put that I was cooking bacon in pieces and what they call pork side meat. It looks to me to be like pork belly, but they call it pork side meat. And so I cut up the end pieces from the bacon and put it in there, and the flavors kind of mix in with the other pork. And I had a big old wok full of it. I said that'll last me a few days.
Sounds good.
It is good.
Anything with bacon in it.
Of course, my puppy likes to help me with that too. So
Of course. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Bichon.
Oh, they have the cutest heads.
He's my service dog. His job is if something does happen with me with this aneurysm, if it busts, he's supposed to bark and get somebody's attention that
Oh.
I need help.
So he's been
So
trained for that. Okay.
yes,
Good.
so he goes with me almost everywhere. I didn't bring him over here since I was going to have all six children. But I usually take him everywhere with me. I took him to Low Carb for Better Health with me. I took him when I went to a motorcycle rally a couple weeks ago, and he was with me then. Of course, we have church when we have motorcycle rallies. We have church services twice a day, and a lot of times I had to take him out because he wanted to play at my granddaughter so much. He started barking at her, so I had to take him out because he was disturbing the service. When my granddaughter's around, it's like all bets are off if he's going to behave or not. I said, yes, he's trained, but
All right.
but his favorite girls around. It's like
George and Steph, do you have any questions for Angela?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things to pick up on, John. Firstly, you and I both smiled when Angela announced her name because it turns out that she was born in August of 1965. And of course,
yes,
we both smiled. Is it John was born in July of 1965 and I was born in September of 1965. So we've got July, August, and September covered. Anybody else in the audience? Can we cover all 12 months of September? Just one point there. And secondly, we have the wonderful Amy Davis rocking coach Amy in the audience today, and she has sent a message saying that she too is on the PhD. And basically, she said if you need anybody as a homework partner, give her a shout. And can I just say what an amazingly knowledgeable audience we do attract, because as we know, Jonathan is really his knowledge that he studied is just unbelievable. I'm very proud to say that Jonathan and I got in good contact this week. We don't live far from each other, and we will be working together on collaborating in the future. And Jonathan is coming on. Go on, Angela.
Tell Jonathan I'm taking 4 capsules a day because that's what it took to get rid of the muscle cramps.
Brilliant. I think you just told Jonathan that. And I'm just sort of looking at the names, and of course, a lot of the names are our classmates. So we've got a lot of qualified coaches on here, and not only have we got all our classmates on here, but I just noticed that one of our teachers has just turned up as well, Coach Lisa Pickard. So it's absolutely fabulous to see you here, Lisa. It really is. We always love it when you come on and teach, and as you know, Lisa, I'm trying to track you down to come on to this program in January or maybe the end of December. So please do let us know when you would like to come on. And who else we got? Oh, Pumi as well, as who has been a guest on here before. Pumi will be starting the course fairly shortly, the next week, I think, with Dr. Kilt. And we got I'm just saying that the carnivore community is just becoming so knowledgeable in their own right now. Everybody's getting out there and doing the lessons.
George.
Yeah.
George, Lisa has asked when she can come on, which you have mentioned, and she's also put her email in there. But Lisa, if you're still here, we've got every Sunday at this time. It's 1 p.m. ET in America or 6 p.m. UK. I know you're in America. And so it's from the 21st of December, Sunday the 21st of December, and every Sunday after that. So if you know your date, just let us know, and I'll message you. I'll email you after this call because we're very excited that you want to join us. So thanks.
Yeah, and can I just add to that, Steph? If I may just say that we've got a few names missing. I've noticed. I've actually got to go back and look at, because I'm a bit lackadaisical. I've got to go back and look who we've already had on. But I've noticed that we haven't had any contact with CB or Lewis, two of the great new coaches from our course. And I know CB's also doing the PhD as well. And they're great fun because they're on with Judy. And we haven't had Juliet either, have we, yet? So hey, come on, KMT, come on, classmates. Let's have you step up because we want to fill up January and February next year as well. So we need some more victims. I mean volunteers. We're definitely that's what the word I was looking for. Okay, so that's my take on things at the moment. So back to you then, John, to be a bit more sensible than me. So there we go.
All right. Do we have any other questions or comments there for Angela? If not, we'll just ask Angela some other questions. So Angela, you mentioned celiac disease, so which that has to do with gluten, which is a
Correct.
lectin. So I guess that's totally gone now because of
Yep.
carnivore, because you're not introducing any
Yeah.
more of that into the system.
Exactly. I just don't eat it. I haven't eaten it in years. Back when I started, it's like paleo back in 16
Mhm.
because my husband was diagnosed with cancer for the second time, and I thought, well, that might help him, battle that, because I lost him in 2018.
Hmm.
So but it was like it worked for me, and of course he would make like naan and did different things so he could have something resembling bread. But so I haven't had anything in years with gluten in it.
Well, that's good. Let's talk about how you transitioned in 2004. You said you started carnivore way back then.
Right.
Were you just eating the standard American diet up until
No,
then? Like
never.
what were
I
you
don't
eating
think I ever
most of
ate
your life?
American diet. But um like I said, I've eaten low carb since like 2002. I lost 97 pounds back in 2002. I'd have eggs and bacon for breakfast and protein shake for lunch and whatever light dinner that I'd have. And I lost 97 pounds back in 2002. So I've eaten low carb since then, and went paleo in 2016. I started following Dr. Livingood. I'm sorry if you can hear the kids. Um, I started following Dr. Livingood, and I did lose some more, some weight that I had gained back following him. But I was looking for something, I was looking for something else. So look and see what else was out there, and that's when I found Dr. Berry was in November of 23. And so I so then he was talking proper human diet, and he wasn't and I didn't hear him that much talking about carnivore then. And then March came around, and about maybe first of 24 he started talking more about carnivore, and I was like, well, that's real interesting, that's simple. So and by March I had switched over to carnivore.
All right, good. You took out whatever plants, I guess you had, and went
Right.
carnivore. So you're 60. So before 2002, now I'm trying to get at what you ate way back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. What was your diet?
Well, like I said, I was on the track team in high school. I was mainly field events,
Mhm.
but thanks to my new coach that I got my senior year, she said, I don't care if you're a field person, you're gonna run. And I didn't lose any weight. I still weighed 165 pounds, but I can run. And I was like, okay, I'm running, I'm on track, and I still can't lose this weight. And of course, at that time, I couldn't. I was like, I don't know why, but I do know why, because my daddy would, he'd make desserts there every Sunday. My daddy was a good cook. He still is. He's 84. No, I think he's 86. And he's still a good cook, but I just don't eat his desserts. But he would make banana pudding on Sundays, and so he'd be sure he had enough vanilla wafers to make his pudding. He had to buy 2 boxes because he knew if I found them, he wouldn't have any but vanilla wafers left to make his banana pudding. So that's why, because I'd get home and I'd grab something Daddy had bought, and I'd sit down and eat the whole box.
Did you have Any addictions to certain foods? Like I'm an addict to sugar. I could have eaten the whole box very easily, like you did.
Well, I think it's any look. People sit down with a bag of chips. What are they going to do? I don't care if it's a
Eat the
family
whole
size.
bag,
They're gonna
right?
sit there and eat the whole
Eat the
bag.
whole bag, but
Or at least you're going to say, man, it ain't much left, is it?
I might as well finish it. Yeah, it's like that. Those are
Or
that fat, salt, and sugar, man. That's in the crunch. That bliss point food is engineered.
what would get me, John, is I noticed years ago that if I ate enough to get my carbohydrates up near 100, after that I would binge.
Interesting.
If I could keep
Yeah.
it under 100, I did good. But if I hit like that 100 mark, I'd start searching for other stuff and I'd binge. Or you get the attitude that I messed up.
You might as well go
I
all
might
the
as
way. That's a classic addict mentality. I've done that a million times. Like I went this far, I'll start over on Monday, right?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
you make excuses, you justify, you make deals with yourself, and that's the sugar talking. That's the carbs. It's really interesting, and when you get that out of your system, after week 2, I think they disappear. And
Right.
I can look like Halloween's coming up here in the U.S. and it's just the big old candy holiday. It's ridiculous. And
Right.
we're giving all these children all this sugar and everything. And I used to just feast. I would eat candy bar after candy bar after. I couldn't stop. It just like a heroin addict. It was like, give me
Right.
more. I would rip them open and just eat one after another, not realizing what I was doing to my body. And thank God I'm still here today. But it's it now what I'm saying is it not having one is easier than having just one. I can't have just one. It's 100% abstention for me, and I think this is true of a lot of people, is effortless. But once you let that 1% in, that 99% is it's almost impossible to
Yeah.
just have a little bit. You can't be a moderator when it comes to something you're addicted to, which a lot of people won't admit that they have an addiction to carbs and sugar. They
There are
justify it. Yeah.
there are some things I could moderate on, but that's the reason I don't keep it in the house.
That's
I might buy every once in a while something for the grandkids, but very seldom. And it's real funny. I have one granddaughter. She's going to be at my house this evening, and she says, "I'll eat healthy when I'm at grandma's house."
see that she's learning. They learn their habits.
But she will not eat healthy. She doesn't want her mama to cook for her at home when I cook for her at my house.
No, she go to your house. They learn their habits from you're a good role model. She'll remember that.
Because if they let her, she's like 7. I think she's 9. She'd live on French fries and chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah.
Well, I make her chicken nuggets with chicken and pork panko, and she likes them.
Fried in butter or tallow, I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Or bacon grease.
Oh, even better.
A lot of times it's fried in bacon grease.
And it has to taste better than McDonald's.
Oh yes, it's got to.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's so interesting because Coach Lisa has come in about the addiction, but she's also asked another interesting question, which I'll put up. Do each of you feel you moved along with your carnivore because of a movement? I wasn't sure whether she meant the exercise movement or the carnivore community, but
No, I think she's talking about community.
Yeah, community. And George has answered and said the carnivore community is what inspired me to take my carnivore to a different level. So maybe we could answer that question. And George, do you want to expand on your comment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, I came to low carb, high fat with no knowledge of carnivore. I came to low carb, high fat because I had type 2 diabetes, and a very kind nurse told me that lowering carbohydrate would reverse type 2 diabetes. I didn't find carnivore until 6 months after that. So I started in March 22, found carnivore through Ken Berry and Kelly Hogan in August of 22, noted it, was interested in it, thought, yeah, it's kind of the way I'm going, but I had no intention of going that way. Then I met my first ever friend in the carnivore community a year later in August of 23, Larry Allhands, the carnivore soldier. He's not quite so busy on YouTube anymore, but I've got him on Facebook, and he's still around. So and he's a good friend of John's as well. And then I met Lauren Tucker in October of 2023. Lauren introduced me to a couple of, she didn't have a big community at the time, but then she introduced me to a couple of other people. Then we merged 2 WhatsApp groups of about 4 people. So by the end of 2023, I had perhaps 8 carnivore friends in the world. Then in 2024, I did my first Dave Mack interview. That knocked on and had a bit of a knock-on effect. I got to know DC over in Australia. So gradually it was snowballing. And then, of course, 2025 has been the year that's absolutely taken off for me, because last year in October, myself, Carl, Lauren, we got together and decided to organise the Great British Meetup in June of this year. Along the way, we collected Steph. I met Steph through Dr. Kiltz back in March. Recognised her potential in the dear girl, and so I jolly quickly got her on side and got her onto the committee, and here we are now. And basically, so Steph and I seem to follow each other around faithfully. Lee Copus of Kent, the Kent Carnivore, very famous English carnivore. Sarah Wright's Healthy Carnivore UK, and then because I met Steph on Dr. Kiltz's show, I kept on following Dr. Kiltz, and the next thing I know, I'm officially, according to Kerry Mann, the self-appointed UK ambassador to the American carnivore community. He actually announced that to the world the other night. I think he had his tongue in his cheek, but but he actually did say that. So I now have a worldwide carnivore community. I've taken the coaching course, and you're absolutely right, Coach Lisa. Carnivore is a movement. It's almost like a revolutionary movement, and I'm very much part of it. And I'm very proud to know you all out there. So there we go. That's my story.
I like that. I'm gonna pick up from there. I wrote mine in the comments. I do believe that community is vital. It's essential to support one another, to encourage one another, to hear each other's stories, to just reinforce that, oh, all right, I'm doing the right thing. Oh, you do that too. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I do that. Oh, you're doing that. I never heard of that. Let me try that. We bounce ideas off of each other. I learn so much, not just from Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Berry and Ben Bickman. I get to learn from George. I learn from Stephanie. I'm learning from Thomas and from all of my friends, from Rick. These are people just people who are on the carnivore diet, who are telling something that happened to them, and you're like, whoa, I see something. Let me try that. I never thought of it that way. And it really just encourages me to continue. I'm on the right track. It boosts my self-esteem, my confidence. So that's my answer to that question for that person, is about community. I think community is like one of the pillars of being on this way of eating. How about you, Steph?
Great. Well, I don't think we've heard about you, Angela. Were you in the community before you started the coaching program, the certification?
Yes, I was in the PhD. I was in Dr. Kiltz's community. I'm in Crazy Ketos. I was in SBG for their not 90-month challenge. 90-day challenge that they were doing. So trying to think if it was any other ones. I think that's all. The 2 Crazy Ketos group, they are real active. So I really enjoy that one.
They live right around the corner from me, by the way. Literally,
Awesome.
They are the closest ones to where I live, closer than Rick, closer than Peter. They live in Coconut Creek, Florida.
Well, I'll be in Florida in December going to see my daughter. She lives down there.
What part of Florida?
She lives in Live Oak.
I don't know where that is, so I guess it's
Okay.
not
If you look at Jacksonville and Tallahassee, she's in the middle.
Oh, way up there in the north. Okay,
Right.
like
She's only 20 miles from the Georgia border.
I'm way down on the bottom.
She graduated from the University of Florida, got her master's degree there, and she works in Gainesville, so she drives an hour to work every day, an hour back home. So she's working on selling her house and move closer to work. So when I go down there, I'll have to drive further. Because I'm in Virginia, so it takes me 10 hours now to get from my house to hers.
Yeah, where in Virginia did you tell us?
I'm in Central Virginia.
Central Virginia. Okay. Yeah. We drive up the coast every once in a while and visit relatives along the way. And some are in Virginia, some are in South Carolina. And
Yeah, I live in Appomattox County,
okay.
where the
Yeah.
Civil War ended.
Civil War and Appomattox. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to live, this is years ago, near Antietam battlefield.
Okay.
Battle of Antietam, which was the bloodiest battle. It was interesting. They called it the Battle of Antietam or Sharpsburg, depending on whether you were for the North or for the South.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't want to call it one or the other. Yeah. And now I'm here in good old Boca Raton, Florida, where it's finally starting to cool down. Finally, I got up this morning and it was 72 degrees, which is like, wow, what a delight to walk out in that.
It's been in
oppressive.
it's been up in the upper 50s here, so it's
that's
been
refreshing.
a little cool.
We look forward to it where I live. I know Rick and I, we can't wait till it cools down because it's hot most of the year, sticky hot. All right, let's see what else do we have here.
We're the opposite. We're the opposite, John.
Oh, you're cold and rainy.
You're just going off when you say you can't wait for it to cool down because it's absolutely bleep, bleep, bleep freezing.
Oh, wow.
Although it has been brighter and a little bit warmer than usual, but
That's
it's
good.
still cold compared with Miami.
Yeah, can I just point out the fact that Lainey, my wife, is in here. I'm gonna sort of like call in a favour here. We have a 6-year-old granddaughter called Indy, and she's really struggling at the moment. She is gluten intolerant, which is known, but but the symptoms are still there. So, John, as you know, the ingredients of food are not my thing, but I know you've done a lot of research on the various toxins, that sort of thing. Lisa is helping Lainey even as we speak, which is lovely. But, John, have you got any thoughts on gluten and children? Have you studied it at all for your?
Oh, wow. Well, basically, what we've learned that gluten, it's from grains, and it is a lectin. And if you just eliminate it, don't have any of it, the body eventually, it takes time, calms down. The immune system doesn't attack that gluten anymore, and that gluten is attached to healthy cells, and so that's what's happening. The healthy cells get caught in the crossfire. So when you eliminate the gluten, it may take a month or two, it starts to settle down, and that would be my advice: is don't put in the body what the body is fighting against. So absolutely no bread, no grains.
Yeah,
should help.
Yeah. I think there is
not a little bit.
I think that her mum does look for the gluten-free stuff, but it's probably
gluten-free. Yeah, gluten-free is it's a factory-made formula that the big food company, of course, they're putting it in a box with a bunch of ingredients. Read those gluten-free cookies and gluten-free crackers, and instead of certain things that have gluten in them, there's other things that are also offending. I would just get off of it completely and don't buy the ultra processed food that's also supposedly gluten-free, because that's crap, in my opinion.
Yeah. Lisa just suggested fermented foods, which I hadn't thought of. So yeah, well, thanks for the input.
I have one thing I didn't bring up earlier. I've had IBS most of my life. I've had constipation horribly over the course of my entire life. And now being carnivore, I am very high fat carnivore, because that's the only thing that keeps me from being constipated.
I just did a video about animal fat, and how if you can find that sweet spot of what doesn't constipate you with too little fat and not too much fat, because that'll come out and give you a greasy stool, give you lots of, you can feel nausea. If you find exactly how much fat to consume with your food, that helps with bowel movements. It really does. And as Dr. Kiltz also mentions, if you can eat the fat that comes with the meat, not rendered in a liquid form, it's healthier for your body. Your bile can break that down more efficiently. because a lot of people who melt butter and you
Gotcha.
take the melted fat, it's rendered fat, and it runs through people a little faster, and it can cause diarrhea. Hey, Lainey.
Well, I'm one of these. Hello, I'm one of these people that can handle more of the rendered
That's
fat.
good. All right.
So,
Everybody's different. That's
like
the
I said,
thing.
everybody's
Hi.
different. You have to play around with it.
She has eliminated everything with gluten in. She has no grain, she has no pasta, she has no bread, she only has gluten-free everything.
Well, no, it shouldn't have gluten-free anything. Anything that says gluten-free, if you just have just meat, fish, eggs, water, salt, and not a product
she
that
loves
says
eggs.
gluten-free. If it's a product that says gluten-free, there's chemicals and crap in there. I mean,
It's not gluten-free.
And
Oh,
it's
that's
not
what she's done.
what you're seeing is that she's not necessarily only inflamed by the gluten, but there are other aspects of flour, whether it's wheat flour, almond flour, other flours that are causing her aggravation. So all flours really, if you're celiac, that would be good to try. And then if she really wants to continue some, she could try reintroduction. But I think John's right with that. A lot of people find it's not just the gluten that they are intolerant to.
it's the substitute ingredients they're using in place of gluten that are, and then it takes, I don't know, Lainey, how long has she been doing this?
Since she's 6 and she's been like it basically since she's been born.
I mean, I know she's been, how long has she been restricting the gluten and you're waiting to see better results?
Like 2 years now.
About 2 years, I think.
About
Yeah.
2 years.
It should be better by now
Yeah,
if there's no gluten introduced at
she's
all.
under a specialist. They're going back next month because
All right.
I've said maybe look at other things that could be going on.
It could be
I'm just Googling
yeah.
it. She's in so much pain and she's 6 and she just can't. She's literally screaming and crying with pain in her belly every day.
Oh, that's terrible. I know what
And
Dr. Anthony
she's-
Chafee would say. He would say, and I don't know if this would be for an adult, for a child. He would say meat, salt, and water only for 90 days. That's an elimination diet that eliminates any possible offender, and then add something back in that is not meat, salt, and water, and wait a week and watch the body. See, that should. I don't know if she could do that at 6 years old, though. That's the thing. It's
Exactly. She has to go to school every day, and as we know, schools insist that you have to have your 5 a day.
I
you've
know.
got to eat.
I wonder if that's creeping in at school, and that's what's causing her problems.
No, she takes a packed lunch. Clenny does her a packed lunch. It's gluten-free.
Yeah, I think for the kids who've got real pain and real discomfort, maybe they will be open to trying it, because even though the schools say you've got to have this and that, you can just say, look, she can't eat it. We're trying this because she's screaming in pain. We've been going through this for 6 years. We've tried just taking the gluten out. It doesn't work. This is what we need to try, because we know what will fix this. We know that if she doesn't eat, if she eats the meat and all the rest of it, we know that that's not going to aggravate anything that's aggravated by celiac.
Yeah, she loves eggs. She loves cheese, ham, things like that.
So you mentioned cheese. Do we know anything about dairy as a sensitivity? That could be it too. It may not just be celiac.
Yeah.
Angela, what do you think? You have celiac. Any thoughts from what you've
learned? Well, she says she's been tested and they say she doesn't have celiac. But I know sometimes the doctors can say, well, so and so didn't test for this, but we can't rule it out either. And like you said, do we know if she has a dairy allergy or not? If she has any problems with the with dairy, with milk, if she, might want to cut that out for a short period of time and see how she reacts.
Could be the egg white part of the egg as well.
That's true
have a problem
too.
with that.
That can cause histamine or other problems too.
We have the Lumi with it inbuilt with me. I only eat the yolk. My grandson only eats the white, and Indy only eats the white.
Steph, are you trying to break it? Are you going to suggest allergy testing by any chance?
Well, because Lauren lives up the road from
Yeah, I was
you.
going to say that.
She does intolerance testing, which is apparently slightly different, but it was very helpful, and it'll just give you a bit of a direction as to where you should go, because obviously you're good friends with Lauren, and so that might be an idea. I don't know whether it works for children, but Nikki and I went to have our intolerances tested with Lauren, and it was a really good experience, and we now know what we're intolerant to as well.
Nikki can't have cheese, and she loves cheese.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm surrounded by beautiful women. I've got my wife standing behind me. I've got Steph an hour away from me in one direction and Lauren an hour away from me in the other. I'm a very lucky carnivore, really.
Yeah, but she was tested for celiac, like I said, but it came back she wasn't, but she was totally intolerant. So, and her auntie on her dad's side is a celiac. So I was like, how can you come back totally intolerant, but you're not a celiac? How does that work?
Yeah, we've got to keep an eye on the time here, folks, because we're into the last 5 minutes. But thanks. But from me and Lainey, thank you very much for all you've. We can't let our family matters take over the show, but it is a very valid point for the show, so that's great. So John, back to you.
All right, we're kind of at the top of the we're at the top of the hour here, so we're gonna just kind of say our goodbyes now, actually. So we'll let Angela. I want you to start this because you're our special guest. Anything else that you didn't get to share in the hour because we hogged the time? Sorry about that.
That was fine. I think we had a good conversation, and hopefully y'all will invite me back sometime.
Absolutely. Where can we find you? Are you?
Well, I don't have a lot of presence right now. I don't usually put anything I think on YouTube. Of course, I got 2 Dave Mack interviews out there. But I am on Facebook, Angela Davis Mullins. I usually, keep that mainly family. That's how I keep up with what's going on with them. I have 2 cousins battling. But one of them is in remission of prostate cancer, and the other one's dealing with prostate cancer. So I try to keep up with them and what's going on, and keep up with the rest of the family on there. I have a website that I need to revive and fix it a little bit. It's kind of embarrassing right now, so I won't put that out there. But if anybody does have any questions, they want to email me, they can email me at carnivore@angiesstory.ws. That's my email.
Okay. Thank you so much. Steph?
Yeah, hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm at Happy Sexy Health. It's been great to be with you and chat to you on the comments. The comments have been so lively and I haven't had a chance to get to you all, but I just want to do a few quick call outs. Sharon Esperson, thank you for joining us. You made some great comments, but we just ran out of time. And hi, Paul, and we'll be back again next week where hopefully I'll get more chance to highlight some of the comments you're making, but it really is great to connect with you in the comments. And I hope you'll also connect with me on my channel, which is called Happy Sexy Health. And it's the same on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, LinkedIn, all the others. Okay, over to you, George.
Okay, so this week I changed my channel name from George Goodenough 823 to Good Enough For You, because I'm here for you. And also I'm very active on Facebook. I'm currently running a magazine series on Facebook about dining out. And I'm finding some carnivore friendly restaurants in my area here in Somerset. I'd like all you guys to go out there and do something similar and share it either on YouTube or Facebook. It was great meeting Angela for the first time last night because she was on with our classmate Thomas. And I noticed in last night's crowd, the audience, we're not a crowd, we're an audience or a class here. We had Anne, who is joining us tonight, and I believe Anne is a fellow Brit because she tells me she comes from Midhurst in Sussex, a place which I know fairly well. So it's lovely to see you here, Anne. And as always, we have the absolutely gorgeous Jo from Nottingham. Joe will be coming on with us fairly shortly. I was lucky enough to find Joe on live maybe about a month ago now, and we've been talking ever since. I just want to reiterate what I said earlier, really, just how wonderful it is that we got such a knowledgeable, a growing, and a great fun class. We'll call it a class. So yeah, I'm a very happy carnivore at the moment. It's been a very successful week for me in the world of the carnivore. Got my certificate, relaunched my channel. Yeah, I'm just a happy carnivore. Okay, back to you.
And that goes with it. We are happy when we are fueled properly and just our body feels like we're not pushing against the stream. We are happy, and I'm that way too. I'm Carnivore Teacher Alpha on YouTube and all the social media channels. I just published a book called Processed to, if I can get the screen to show it, Processed to Death. It's on Amazon, and the Audible will be coming out soon. I have my other book too. I put out a teaching video that's 3 to 5 minutes long every day. I do these every Sunday. I also do other interviews, just so that we can put ourselves out there so that people can find us. And my channel is growing, and I'm getting great feedback from people asking questions, just like they ask questions here in the comment. So hoping to help people the way they have helped me. And I love this community. I feel stronger and happier because I'm part of it. So I encourage anybody listening who's new or not new to join a Facebook group and sign up for Carnivore Sunday School and other shows, just to get out there and talk, because we can never stop learning about better ways to nourish our body and our mind and our soul. And we get those ideas from great teachers. So that's me. Thank you. Let's see. We have, you put up a comment there. I'll read it. Ooh, I'll check out the Amazon. Okay. Thank you for putting that in there. I noticed also Carnivore Muscles on here. You guys are calling him Jonathan. I don't think I've met him. He has some amazing advice that he's constantly been putting things in there. Do we have him signed up as a guest?
Yes, we do.
All right. Good.
We do, and I believe he's coming on December the 7th. And a quick note, he will also be the lead speaker at the Great British Meetup next year as well.
Fantastic. So, good.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, Jonathan's great. He really is.
Great. And Jonathan, thank you if you're still on listening for your advice during today's show. Appreciate it. So that's it, everybody. We hope you'll join us next Sunday for Carnivore Sunday School. Same time, same channel, same wonderful host, another great guest. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.